the franchise's newest head coach on a 5-year contract. Mosley accepts the Pelicans job after 5 seasons in Orlando, where he guided the Magic to 3 consecutive playoff berths. Kendrick Perkins, your reaction.
I actually like this hire. I think Jamahl Mosley is a hell of a coach. I don't think he deserved to be fired from the Orlando Magic, but that's neither here nor there. Great job by Joe Dumars and Troy Weaver. Although I would have liked to see my brother, Rajon Rondo, get that job. I'm just saying.
Stephen A.
That's where I was going. I don't mind Jamahl Mosley. I mean, he had 5 years in Orlando. He took him to the playoffs the last 3 years. Only won 46% of his games, but took him to the playoffs the last 3 years. 2 of those 3 years were winning records. Couldn't get out of the first round. But he can coach. He can develop. I like him a lot, and I think that this is a good hire. But I really would have liked to have seen Rajon Rondo get the job. I think that he has the potential to be a head coach in this league. Him and Sam Cassell are 2 people that I would love to see get a head coaching job in the NBA sooner than later. But you can't knock Joe D picking Mosley. He's experienced over the last 5 years. He's got an executive in Joe Dumars that knows what the hell he's doing. And yet I'm certainly not going to call it a bad hire. And I like Jamahl Mosley. I'm wishing him well.
Okay. Really quick before we say goodbye, Western Conference Finals start tonight between the Spurs and the Thunder. Who are we taking to win the series? Perk, which way are you? Are you still staying with the Spurs?
I'm going OKC in 7. I think it's going to be a brawl for it all, but I'm going OKC in 7.
Stephen A.
He switched, but I'll forgive him. We'll talk about it later because it's fluid. It's fluid. I'm going with OKC in 7 as well. I'm going with OKC in 7.
Give me the Spurs. We'll talk about this tomorrow.
Rivalry between Chet and Wemby. He's going to be all over that glass like a fresh bottle of Wemby.
Stephen A., you like Wemby. 2 or more threes tonight. Why?
Because he's Wembanyama. And I think he's going to have the opportunity to do that. And I think he's going to look for his 3. Deal with the interior, having to deal with both Chet Holmgren and Isaiah Hartenstein. I don't think he's going to want to do that too often. So when the opportunity is there for him to pull up for 3, I think he's going to take it. And I think he'll hit a couple of them.
All right, I'm going to go with a similar situation here, but I'm going De'Aaron Fox to have 2 more threes because he had 3 threes in Game 6 against the Timberwolves, and obviously that meant a W. Also, the Spurs are 5-0 when De'Aaron Fox hits 2 or more threes. Gotta have it if you're the Spurs tonight and you want to come away with a Game 1 win. Are we more excited tonight to see Wemby or SGA Perk?
Oh, Wemby, because of the rivalry between him and Chet Holmgren. Like, when they first started battling it out, it was like eye-to-eye level. And now this year, it's been a separation. And we know Wemby hates Chet, and Chet hates Wemby. So I'm looking forward to seeing that matchup. It is going to be physical. Also, I'm anxious to see, because Wemby are going to get – the Thunder have so many great defensive players. Chet Holmgren, Isaiah Hartenstein, Alex Caruso, Luke Dort. And remember, Alex Caruso last year guarded Jokic in the Game 7 and did a hell of a job. So he's going to get so many different bodies. I want to see how Wemby adjusts. It's going to be a lot different than what he went against in Minnesota, because you're going against the champs, and they got a lot of pride. And they're also going to come in with a chip on their shoulder because they heard your comments before this postseason started, what you said publicly that y'all dominated the champs this season, which they did.
I'm excited to see Wemby, no question. I'm intrigued to see Jalen Williams, who's going to be back in the lineup. He wasn't listed on the injury report. We know that left hamstring bothered him, forced him to miss 6 games or so in these playoffs. I'm really anxious to see how he's going to look, because I think it's pivotal. I think that with Oklahoma City fully loaded, they win this series. If Jalen Williams can't go for them, they lose this series. I think he's that important. But I'm still excited to see Wemby because of what Big Perk pointed out in terms of the dislike that him and Chet Holmgren have for one another, purportedly. We'll see how that is. But I also like the size that Oklahoma City and the different looks, whether it's the Carusos and the Dorts of the world, along with Holmgren and Isaiah Hartenstein of the world, the different bodies that they can throw in the direction of Victor Wembanyama. I'm anxious to see how he's going to answer that challenge, that call, because I don't think this is going to be what happened in the regular season where you face them 5 times and you lose to them 4 different times if you're the Oklahoma City Thunder. I think this is going to be a different kind of matchup.
Okay, I was going to bring that up too. Remember, the Spurs won 4 out of 5 times when they faced the Thunder. We'll see what happens tonight. Let's recap, though. We've got Chet Holmgren to have 9 or more boards, Victor Wembanyama to make 2 or more threes, and then De'Aaron Fox to also have 2 or more.
Healthy dislike. And there's not enough of that in sports these days, and there was a million reasons for that because players change teams all the time and whatnot. I grew up in an era where there was healthy dislike. I don't want anyone to hurt each other, but I want guys to genuinely want to win and rub it in the other guy's face. There is some of that healthy dislike between Wembanyama and Chet Holmgren, too.
I'm going to take you back to the under-19 World Cup in Eastern Europe before they even got to the NBA 5 years ago, when Chet Holmgren was the MVP of the World Cup and Victor Wembanyama fouled out of the gold medal game. I promise you, he has not gotten over that, and I also expect them to be going head-to-head in the Olympics in LA coming up. So this goes back to before they were in the NBA. Because Chet Holmgren missed his whole rookie season, they were rookies at the same time, competing for Rookie of the Year. This definitely, they're in the same division. They're going to be fighting, for years into the future. The Holmgren-Wembanyama matchup goes much deeper than the surface.
I love it. I love the Frenchman sitting there. I hate that guy. And SGA just got the MVP, so now he is on my list. I love this idea of Wembanyama going out there with all of this to prove and all of it. That's what sports is meant to be as we head into Game 1 tonight in OKC.
Get your popcorn, Greeny. I think that's what I wrote in my notes last night because this is going to be fascinating. Yes, obviously this rivalry, if you will, or presentation storyline is one that is the centerpiece, but you've got great storylines all around in this series. I mean, you look at the way the guards have been playing for this Spurs squad. You look at the depth that this Thunder team has and their ability to put pressure on even the best offenses. Like, I think this is going to be fantastic.
And you made the point, I think it was you, Vinny, who made it in our meeting this morning. This could be a rivalry that sort of defines the NBA for the foreseeable future. These teams are really good and they're really young.
Well, in Adam Silver's NBA, we're not supposed to see this much continuity from franchise to franchise, year to year because of the aprons. But they are set up so well. And Victor hates Chet's guts. There can only be one dude on skinny corner. Apparently, there's a lot of space there, but there's only one spot for skinny dudes, and Victor wants it to be himself. I think these two teams are set up not just with the big men, but with the guards, Stephon Castle, De'Aaron Fox, Ron Harper's kid. Like, there's a lot of versatility in guards there. This is San Antonio's first run in the playoffs, y'all. They're going to be here, and they're only going to get better.
Are they too? I mean, my dear friend Jalen Rose once on Mike and Mike, I mentioned that a team was so young, and he sang the song, "They may be young, but they're ready."
We can't say that anymore.
No, okay, well, we can't. Well,
no, we can't.
Okay.
Let's move on.
Okay, so maybe there's...
Are they ready to do damage, Greeny? Yes. And I have been one that has said, I'm concerned about the experience so far. And we said this. If you were ever going to have a formula that would put experience out of the conversation, it is to have Victor Wembanyama. And he has performed so far.
You have that feeling when you're the only person in the room that doesn't know what just happened? That's a terrible feeling to have. So, Wendy, I'll come
I
to
don't know either, Greeny. Don't worry.
Okay, perfect. So you and I will just have a conversation. Do you think that the youth and inexperience, I mean, we've been waiting all year long to have this conversation, right? Is San Antonio ready? Have they not had the heartbreak? They're at least a year ahead of time. OKC is the defending champs. They had the heartbreaks leading up to it. They went 7 games in the finals last year, for crying out loud. So now, once and for all, we will get the answer to the question. Is San Antonio ahead of schedule, or do you think they're ready for this?
I think they might be ready because I thought the same thing. And throughout the postseason, I have watched them face a little bit of adversity and always show poise and always answer. They had Wembanyama get the concussion in the first series, got ejected in the second series. They've had tough road games that they've risen up from behind and won. This really, to me, is a referendum on whether or not it's Victor Wembanyama's league. I believe it will be a league that he owns at some point. Maybe that some point is now. And this is a great opportunity, this series. By the way, the injury report is clean. We're going to have everybody in this series, including Jalen Williams, coming back from the hamstring injury. This is exactly what you want. They're both reasonably rested. There is no reason that this shouldn't be as high a level basketball as we've seen.
If you're the Thunder, and I'm not going to over-dramatize this, but San Antonio is only going to get better from this point. you have to win this series. They're as ripe as they're going to be. And the Thunder are on a mission to repeat. We have not seen a repeat champion since the Golden State Warriors of Stephen Curry and Kevin Durant, and even they were tested in year 2 of that run. So I think the Thunder have desperation on their side. They have to win this series, and they have to get back to the finals.
It was in this round they were tested. Houston had them dead to rights, and then they had injury problems and all that, and then they went on and swept the finals. So we'll see what winds up happening tonight. We have much